Hello, I am your humble space nerd, your space wingman, and I'm playing now the Stanley Parable. So let's jump in and begin the game with fast loading times.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What? Oh, I'm employee 427, so whoa. This looks like kind of my workplace, except for the missing junk food. Huh. Okay. Can I touch anything? Can I click? Can I jump? Oh, okay. What?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
What? What happened? Okay. Can I phone someone? Okay, I can't. And this is a clean office building. Okay, let's check.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wait, what? Okay, this is kinda... My best guess is the zombie apocalypse. This is why you always need to know where the weapons are in your office building. Not that I know. Awaiting input. Huh. Input received. Can't go anywhere. this is starting to get... Okay, this is not a normal office building. What is that? Bales in this quarter? This goes not... Does not make sense, okay? Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. This is, So I don't have a choice or what? I defy the narrator!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This is the most sterile company I've ever seen in a video game.
Yes, really, really worth it being here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. This is a simulation. Can I trust the narrator?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What director? What directions? You're just narrating. I can't do anything here. Okay. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Okay. Miss you. How bad must
Look,
the company?
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Wait, I'm married?
This is
Or
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
what are you talking about? My wife? My fiance? Girlfriend? Mistress? Okay, are you shitting me? This is a trap. I'm going into a trap. Get it. Okay, I don't have any choice. Okay, let's get into the trap. Ah!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Wait. Why should I break? Okay, only this
Look at
time.
him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Oh, I'm not pressing C. Why should I? I'm getting out of here. When I get my hands around your neck, narrator, you're dead.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay, I play your game.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Okay. Getting a little bit obnoxious.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay, let's prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay, let's press T.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Okay, I play your game.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Okay, let's go to sleep. I had him up.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here. Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I have no way to get out of this, so... Narrator, you have won. For now. Kinda. 8 Mondays. Anything I'm not pressing O. Nothing will happen. Okay, I'm pressing O. O? Or is it a 0?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
To question nothing. Okay. must be some way out of here. Let's find some way out of here. But I think it's easier to play the narrator's game.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
What? Hello? The end is never the end, is never the end, yeah, it's never the end. And, wow, I failed. Didn't I? Or didn't I? Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wow. I failed. So... wow. I died. Huh. Kinda. Or was reloaded. Okay, narrator, you are just my enemy. Just another one. Whoa.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Let it ball up inside you. That's everything is okay. Huh. For value expense. Everyone is unique, you most of all. Okay. Corporate brainwashing. Room closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Boss has always his office at the top. Executive bathroom. Okay, that's not it. Okay, this is a little bit over the top here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh no, my boss is Goldfinger, or Dr. No. At this point, it's called police. Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. Orbital death ray. Or an earthquake machine.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, that's kinda bad. Mind control facility or escape. I should actually... should I defy the narrator again? Work out for me so good. Not so well. Are there people over there? Escape? I should escape. But I'm going to the mind control facility. I don't think this will work out for me if I try to escape. Uh-huh.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What horrible secrets does this place hold? Do I have the strength to uncover them? Swift escape. Okay. I cannot go back, can I? Okay, I guess I have no choice. That. Interviewing and interrogation technique. Oh shit. This recommendation from the Oversight Committee. General question about bucket filling. Words. Huh. Okay. Don't have a choice. I think. Employee observation protocol.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, my inner number 6 says, okay, let's destroy this thing, but 4, 2, 7. Huh. Okay, what is going on here? Social experiment?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Let's find out.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So how do I destroy it? Idle awaiting him. That? Not just activate power cells. What? 1, 2, 4. Okay. Activate home. That offline. Up there. Okay. Nothing is happening. So that's. I mean, okay, this is built a little bit too tidy, too neat. And suddenly, he discovers the mind control facility. Down here. Everything is offline. All the same. So I can't do anything. Maybe a shutdown minus H. Minus H.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
This is way too surreal. This can't be that easy. I mean, I could turn it on, but let's turn it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, is this?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'm not happy. Okay. That was it? That was it. Okay. Maybe. Let's tag along. Oh no. Let's find out at another time. I'm kinda a little bit baffled. So yeah. See you next time.